In this demo, we are going to see how we can have the users migrated from one Canvas app to the another Canvas app. And this we'll be doing using the Power Automate. And here I'm trying to show using a Power Automate. The ability being like we can have this automated, wherein in case if we want to do this migration in automated way, wherein we wanted to have a accessibility mode from the old Power Apps to the upgraded or the Canvas apps in the same environment. So here the connectors which I'm going to use are specifically applicable to the environment makers. Now let's get started with the demo. Now here, as you could see, this is my old app for which these are the users. Admin is the owner, Alex and Lee are the co-owners, whereas Grady and Adeli are the users. Now I want them to be migrated to the new app. This is my new Canvas app. Here, as you could see, it's just a newly migrated app. Like when I go to the share here, I will not be able to find them. Now let's see how we can have the users migrated from old Canvas app to a new Canvas app. To do that, we are going to use Power Automate flow. Okay, now let's get started by creating the flow. I'm clicking on new flow. I'm going to select an instant flow. Let me name it as a copy app users. Let this be manual for now. I'll click on new step. I'll search for Power App. So I'm going to select Power Apps for makers. And I'm going to first of all get the existing Power App assignments. Now here I need to give the app name. I mean the old app name from which I want to copy or get who and all are the existing users who have been mapped to. Now to do that, I'm going to go to my old Power App, meaning this is the one. Now when I click on details, here I will get the app ID. I'm going to paste the app ID over here. Let me save this. And now let me try to test it out to just to see what is the output we are going to get. The flow run was through. If I expand the app role assignments here, we should be able to see the users. Let me go to VS Code and paste the JSON and let's see. So this is the JSON from the app role assessment what we have got. Here we can see different set of the users and their respective role name which is assigned. For example, for the user admin, here we can see the role name has been assigned as a owner, and for Grady, the role name which was assigned as a can view, meaning a user can play with the app but not a owner or a co-owner. Similarly, if the user is mapped as a co-owner, we can see the role name as candidate. Now let's try to iterate over the existing user and try to assign the role. Now let me select action as we would be iterating over the array. Apply to each. And in this, I'm going to pass the value, meaning the array of the objects. I'll add one condition over here. I'll explain in some time why I'm adding the condition. Role name. So I'm skipping over, like if the role name is owner, it has to skip because when we try to assign update existing app role permission, it might throw an exception. Now here again, I'm going to select an action from Power App, edit app role assignment. This is one connection which I'm going to use over here. Now similarly, we need the target Power App name. To do that, what I'm going to do now over here is, now this is my existing app. I'll go to the detail section. I'll copy the app ID, paste the app ID over here. And now we need to give the environment filter query. To do that, the simplest way is From the address bar, we could see the URL. I'm just going to copy the complete path of it, and I'm going to apply it over here. So here, this is the format is going to be for the environment. So there are no changes. It has to be as is with beginning with whatever the environment you are into. It might change in your scenarios. So accordingly, you can go to the app details and try to grab the URL in case if you are willing to. And if not, if you want to see the environment in much more, you can go to the admin center from over here and try to grab the URL as needed. Now let's go further. So that this is going to be the environment name. Now here you could see that these are the details which this action would be expecting so that it could assign the respective user accordingly. We know the email, we know the tenant ID, we don't know the user's ID. And regarding the role name, we can have it assigned as needed. Now, to get the ID of a user, what I'm going to now do is add one more action from Office 365 connectors. I'm going to get user profile. Now in this, I'm going to pass the email of the user. Let me get the email. So this is going to be my email. Let me move this action a bit up. So I have the ID of the user. Now I'll go back over here from get app role assignments. I'm going to map the email ID of the user. Now here we need to have the tenant ID. To do that, what I could simply do is I can copy the tenant ID as a query, which is as a part of the query string from the Power App. That's going to be straightforward. Let me paste the tenant ID. Now to use the ID of the user, I can take it from the Office 365 profile, which I'm going to extract against the every user ID. And user type is simply going to be a user. We can fix this. And in terms of the app role name, we are going to whatever the role name was assigned from the previous app and assign it as is. Now this is my flow. Let me save this. Now before I run the flow, let me just confirm for my new app whether I'm having a users or not. I don't have any other of the other users. Now let me just do a test run and see. Let me run this. Flow has run successfully, as you could see. Now we'll go back to the target app, the new app. We'll refresh the page and see. So here, as you could see, all the users which were part of old Power App have now been assigned to the new app as well. Now let's see what was the output of every run. So this was a put call which was done by passing the data, and this was the output which we have got.